Welcome back to Roasted Studios. Thank you so much for joining me today. Be sure to hit that like button. Now, Gabby Petito and Brian Laundrie went on a cross-country road trip visiting national parks for their social media travel blog. Now, the last time that Gabby was seen was in Moab, Utah, when they were pulled over during a domestic violence situation by the police, and the police deemed that situation to be a mental and emotional health break instead of a domestic violence situation. Now, domestic violence is so serious, it could lead to your disappearance. It could actually lead to death. Now, Gabby's missing and her fiance is on the run from the police, not willing to cooperate with Gabby's whereabouts, pretending nothing happened while running away at the same time. In light of Brian's disappearance from this situation, we have some questions for you guys. First of all, did Brian Laundrie do all that he could to help Gabby? Is Brian Laundrie acting guilty? If Brian Laundrie would have reported her missing as soon as possible, could he have saved her life? Do you think Gabby died? And if so, how? Do you think the boyfriend killed her or is responsible for her death and disappearance? And excuse me, this is not her boyfriend, this is her fiance. Do you think her fiance is responsible for her death? Do you think the fiance is negligent or guilty? Do you think Gabby was abducted? If we find out that either an animal or the elements killed Gabby, or even another person possibly hurt or killed Gabby, or abducted her, is the fiance still responsible in some manner? And if so, how and why? Now, a third party called the police on this couple before. Do you think that is a key piece of information here, yes or no? Did he leave the park knowing what happened to her or knowing he was going to get a lawyer when he got home? What do you think happened to Gabby Petito? If she was murdered, let me know what you think happened and why. Did Gabby's mental illness play a role in her disappearance? Now, it was said that Gabby texted home and she almost made it to Yosemite, which was not the park that they were headed to. They were supposed to be going to Yellowstone. And her family and her friends don't think that she sent that text. Do you think that Brian Laundrie sent that text and wrote it after he killed Gabby so he could send the police to a different park to look for her so he would have more time to get away with what he did? Why doesn't Brian Laundrie care about Gabby's disappearance and isn't working with the police to find her? And I want you guys to acknowledge that this gentleman had scratches on his face when the police pulled him over during this domestic violence situation. And Gabby also said that her face was grabbed during this altercation, and she was assaulted as well. I want to know, do you think the police messed up when they classified the domestic violence as a mental and health emotional break between Petito and Laundrie? Should the police have arrested both parties after this domestic violence occurred? And if the police would have charged both criminally for domestic violence dispute, would Gabby still be missing today? If Laundrie locked her out of the car before, and she stated to the police before that she was worried he was going to leave her, and then he left the trip and went home without her, is it safe to say that Mr. Laundrie is the type of person possible of abandoning or leaving the person that he supposedly loved? Did he leave the park knowing what happened to Gabby? Does he know now? Also, if social media can make you stressed, and it did make Gabby stressed, and that stress leads to their domestic violence that we heard about in Utah, do you think that that stress from social media ultimately led to another domestic violence incident where Gabby was murdered? You guys, let me know in the comments section. Thank you so much for listening today. Take care. Be sure to hit that like button. Roasted Studios, out.